What's good, YouTube? And happy Godzilla Day! And I guess Rarity Collection Day 1 on the market with prices crashing real hard. But real quick, if you are thinking about seeing Godzilla -1 in theaters, November 29th has early access fan events that are just generally available to buy online. AMC is doing it, and I think some other theaters, so you might want to check that, because November 30th, Beyonce tickets are live in theaters and showing, and there's going to be screaming fans everywhere. So if you're trying to watch Godzilla -1 in peace, maybe try for November 29th. And there's also an awesome Megalon vs. Godzilla, Short Jet Jaguar Godzilla. It's some really cool stuff for that anniversary. That being said, you're here for Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's go ahead and get into it. And prices are crashing way harder than I thought for the top end of Rarity Collection. I thought, like Maven's, some top end stuff would hold and a lot of the bottom end would really crash out. In fact, when pre-sales went live, I was like, I would not buy these top end super rares because I think nothing should be above $8 in the super and ultra place. And sometimes I give the larger community a bit too much credit when they are shopping. To be fair, Rarity Collection is very hard to navigate, but this is absolutely stupid when I see, Pot of Prosperity, it's super rare. Oh, it has picture, it's really Pot of Prosperity because it has picture. And then we look over at the ultra rare price and it's significantly cheaper, even though it's harder to pull and the quantities are so much lower on the super. It's not because people just want matching supers or they figure that's the lowest price. It's like you pull a Pot of Prosperity and there's the ultra rare way cheaper. Oh man, and it's not just that, like Baroness is the same. Oh, picture, I'll pay a little more. Market price $343 versus market price $228. I'm losing my mind a little over here. That being said, I did not think Baroness would be under a $5 card, even though it would be solo and there would be so many singles. I thought it would stick a landing at $5, and here we are. And the top end, of course, is even cheaper than I thought it could be too. Quarter Century Rare is indefinitely the top of the top rarity of this set. It seems to be taken by the community. Still back and forth is Collector Rare versus Ultimate Rare, but a lot of people are voicing that they like the Collector Rare in this set more, and I feel like the Ultimate Rare is getting a bad rap, but that's my personal opinion. Feelings aside, it does show differently between different cards. Like here's Prismatic Ultimate Rare here, and it's still going to be above the Collector Rare to some degree here, by a large degree actually in price, huge double. But then for Ash Blossom, it's going to be the other way around, where we go up towards the top of this and the Prismatic Collector Rare is ahead of the Prismatic Ultimate Rare. So going through here, it doesn't seem like there's a decisive feeling on the rarity, but the community at large does seem to prefer the Collector Rare here. It's interesting to me, though, how it's different for different cards. 25th by far in the lead, though. And Ash Blossom atop the set, the most weighted one. It is very hard to navigate through here. And even going towards cards where I was like, yeah, I think on presale this is undervalued, the Quarter Century Rare is just sinking even on cards like Lava Golem, $10, $11. It's absolutely wild to me what's on the bottom end of the set versus the top as people rip this open, while the sealed is still slowly actually inching back up. Look at how many boxes have sold like crazy. And there is a Godzilla Day promotion where I think if you spend like over $75, you get a Godzilla card too. But yeah, look at this. So many boxes flying at 88. What a successful set in terms of sales of sealed. But the inside estimated value pulled is definitely changing up fast. And I would consider getting singles that you want within the window. Of course, using the TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Maybe through opening weekend, as a lot of these do get eaten up, it might be smart to actually look at them now and go, Pot of Prosperity, it's low on one quantity, it could go for the next one soon. Maybe I should get my playset here while there's, you know, the ultra rare being cheaper than this. It's so stupid. I can't with this. Anyways, let's talk Age of Overlord. Just a little bit more movement. It looks like Quarter Century Rare SP Little Knights actually starting to bump back up even further. I'm Sutff is also doing this, so a little bit of extra movement in the top end that we were already covering going a bit further. Wild Survivor Survivors, the Versus deck, is one that's really underestimated, I feel, and keeps proving itself, yet not everybody's on board, and you had to get 7 different ultra rares out of a side set where there's only 3 ultra rares per box, so I understand why people drag their heels getting into this in the first place. But yeah, look, Heavy Borger, once again, actually low quantities up in price. Stake Your Soul, low quantities up, and versus the market price even going higher once again. So it seems like people were starting to resident sleeper on this set a bit more, and this deck and the deck's proved itself time and time again, and people are reinvesting in the top end in a market where people are kind of trying to stay away from a lot of top end cards unless they really think there's going to be a huge meta impact. Peaceful Planeteer is something I didn't bring up when we were going over the Mana Diem spikes, especially from the new stuff, and it went up towards $30 and is stuck a landing around $28, $29 quickly, still $30 on the front page, and has the sales to back it up at this point. Look at all of them. So when it comes to this card, it's actually rivaling, like, I can't believe this, Tearlament's Primeval Planet, maybe because people have such a high reprint fear, like, it could be any moment now. When are they finally going to do the Power of the Elements cards with this card? But the fact that these are similar in price when you scroll down here, 31, 32, it does go up towards 35 quickly, but still, within that range of them both being about $30 for their lowest, very interesting to me. Substitute is a card that just doesn't seem to be on Konami's reprint radar, even for OTS pack. Come on, Konami. OTS super easy peasy reprint. But they probably want to sell it at some point and maybe want to make a theme around Edison, even though they're acknowledging it over there. But yeah, this one misses reprints again, and it is a $30 plus card even for the unlims. Good times when I sold these in the Discord for like $10 a piece while going through my bulk. Geesh, people are eating good. Abomination's Prison is down in price, as is over here a lot of the Unchained stuff, including Yama. Now, I'm being told, even though this is performing at the top level and still managing the top, it has a pretty bad Rescue Ace matchup. I personally haven't played with this deck, and I don't know the interactions with all the new stuff. I played with the old Unchained deck. I never bothered with the new stuff, so I don't know exactly its bad matchups. I'm also being told it has a bad matchup versus Tier. I found that a little hard to believe because it was performing so well against Tier, but maybe people figured stuff out with the new stuff. So let me know what its bad matchups are and why you feel it continues to go down despite having success, while other things that have similar rogue success are just going through the roof right now. I also actually wanted to show something here, something that people probably shouldn't have bought. $400 for what seems to be a pulled out magazine page. People often hunt the promotional posters that are foil, and those are 24 by 18, and some people have even tried to recreate this with the foil, the amazing sheen. So be aware there are people trying to make recreations of these posters that have gotten expensive. But yeah, this really seems to be at its sizing, 10.5 times 7.5, a magazine page that somebody paid $400 for, and there's a lot of those out there. So if you have some old magazines, maybe you can try to cash in on people spending stupid money. And if you're collecting memorabilia, keep your eyes a little more peeled on descriptions. And finally, also saving some money on the figure side of things, Big Bad Toy Store has this at $4.55. A lot of people were asking me where I got my Black Rose statue when I posted it on Twitter and saying, wow, that's amazing. I got it on Ami. There will be international shipping, but the yen is so weak right now that it's $206, and then shipping should probably be somewhere between $50 to $75 depending on your option for this. So save yourself, $150 plus by looking at where you're shopping. Not everybody knows about Ami, and it is shipping from Japan, which is a separate charge on top of this, but should definitely probably come to you cheaper than Big Bad Toy Store would. And I know a lot of people are interested in this one. I really like it, the translucence on the figure into the art. Oh, it is so amazing. That being said, enjoy your Godzilla day. Rarity Collection Day 1 is amazing with how it's crashing out. A lot of people are asking me to make like a price/shopping guide. I don't know about a price guide. You can go over and kind of look at what's different, but I do get it. It's very hard to navigate. In terms of a shopping guide, my advice would generally be you could still hold off on certain things, but as we've seen, other quarter century rares really get eaten that are harder to get in sets, and this set, it's a bit easier, yet still over cases and cases, they'll get eaten up over time, especially towards like when, say, Sphere Mode gets hyped towards a metagame again one day, or Lava Golem reasonably is getting used in a metagame. I feel like there's tons of underestimated cards there as well, and I suppose I could highlight something like that. So let me know in the comment section down below if you would like me to actually make kind of my guide on how I think it will go, because I'm down to do other discussions than just Market Watch. When it does come to where I think things will land in, I'm down to own when I'm wrong too. I'm often right for the wrong reason, as I quote on Market Watch.